awareness about a disease often referred to as the silent killer. Then, a life filled with flowers.
As long as you have a smile and a flower, everything's great.
The owner of a crystal flower shop calls it quits after 3 decades of smelling the roses. But first, preparing for the Pope. A Plymouth woman lands a coveted ticket for the historic visit out east. 12 News starts right now. Hello and thanks for joining us. For the first time in his tenure, Pope Francis is visiting the United States, making stops in Washington, New York, and Philadelphia.
And a Plymouth woman says her prayers were answered when she got a ticket to attend Mass with the Pope. Sonia Goins has her story.
Midday Mass at St. Mary's Chapel on the St. Paul Seminary campus was not your typical midweek service. The place was packed.
Every time you go to pray.
Many parishioners are elated Pope Francis is visiting America.
I can't wait. I can't wait.
Divine intervention or luck, Kelly Walquist is one of a few people who has a ticket to see the Holy Father in Philadelphia.
I think we were probably the first two to get tickets for the World Meeting of Families and to go to the Papal Mass. I got some close seats, so that was good.
Kelly is the assistant director for the Archbishop Harry J. Flynn Cal Technical Institute.
I'm so excited. This is such a monumental time in our church that we have the Holy Father coming here and visiting us.
She's also a book author and travels the country talking to women. She says Pope Francis is her motivation.
He really inspired me to start a national women's ministry, and it's called WINE, Women in the New Evangelization.
When Kelly travels to see the Pope, she will bring 300 people with her from a parish in New Jersey.
With 300 people, busloads of people, it might get a little hot on the bus, so we thought we'd give them a fan. So we're a fan of Francis fans from the St. Paul Seminary.
It's not only Catholics who are excited about the Pope's visit. Kelly says he's the people's Pope, and everyone can benefit from his message.
I think the Pope brings hope to the world. Catholic or not, he's your father. He's praying for all of us.
Kelly says she will share the Pope's message when she returns to Minnesota.
I hope it just ignites me on fire to do my job and share the gospel evermore.
In St. Paul, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
And Kelly will head to Philadelphia on Thursday.
In Brooklyn Park, designers could soon have a better idea of what proposed light rail stations will look like. The city and Hennepin County are hosting a 4-day workshop next week to look at light rail stops. A team of designers and planners will be working with community members on the proposed stations. The workshop starts Monday at Brooklyn Park City Hall. In just a few days, it will be the end of an era in Crystal.
A popular business is closing after many years in the city. Here's Eric Nelson.
A rose and a smile will do wonders.
Rose Bowl Floral and Gifts has been a staple in Crystal for over 3 decades.
This is all we know, it's all we do.
But come Saturday, this neon sign will go dark for good as Rose Bowl goes out of business.
It's like burying your family.
Bob Devening has flowers in his DNA.
It's one of those jobs that you don't go to work, you just go do what you want to do every day.
Devening has been in the floral business for 55 years and has run Rose Bowl for 32 and a half years with his wife and son.
We've been very fortunate, had some fantastic customers. Some of them are weddings, some of them are funerals.
But Father Time has caught up with him.
I'll be 75 next summer, and I've got a hip that's going out on me that's got to have a replacement.
During his floral career, Devening has touched many people, including some VIPs.
Kings and queens and United States vice presidents and congressmen and football players and baseball players and basketball players.
Devening had a knack for treating all customers, famous or not, like royalty.
Always the personal touch when you came in here, that they were very attentive, and the conversation wasn't just to buy a flower and sell a flower.
The main thing is a big thank you. Without the customers, we'd never make it.
For Devening, flower power is real. He saw it every day.
They make you get well. They make you feel that your friends care when you lose somebody.
Saying goodbye is difficult for Devening. But the good news is, this flower guy took time to smell the roses along the way.
As long as you have a smile and a flower,
in Crystal,
everything's great.
Eric Nelson, Channel 12 News.
Now, some of the famous people who have used Rosebow for flowers in the past include Hubert Humphrey, Neil Diamond, and Rod Carew. Well, there's a different kind of closure in Golden Valley. The exit ramp from southbound Highway 100 to Highway 55 closes today. It'll remain closed through October 12th, weather permitting. Drivers will be detoured to Glenwood Avenue. The closure is necessary while construction takes place to extend the turn lanes. After that work is finished, the northbound Highway 100 ramp to 55 will close.
A local lawmaker has unveiled a tax credit plan to make it easier for Minnesotans to invest in green energy.
Individuals want to play their part. However, sometimes the barrier for an individual in taking action, putting solar on their home, or purchasing a share in a community solar garden, or purchasing an electric vehicle is the cost. Good notice.
Under Representative Melissa Hortman's proposal, Minnesotans who buy electric vehicles, purchase solar panels, or make their homes more energy efficient could receive a tax credit of up to $1,000.
Say you're a resident of Brooklyn Park and you would like to purchase a share in a community solar garden. And in order to purchase a share, you need to spend $750 up front. Well, under my tax credit proposal, you would get a tax credit on your taxes of $375.
Minnesotans making more than $65,000 would not receive the full credit. Hortman is working on figures to see how much her plan would cost the state.
Detecting cancer early gives you the best chance to fight it, but advocates for those battling pancreatic cancer say that doesn't happen often enough. And this weekend, hundreds of cancer survivors and supporters gathered at Elm Creek Park to do something about it. More than 2,000 people ran, walked, and rode bicycles to raise money and awareness for a cancer that's sometimes called a silent disease. That's because pancreatic cancer can go undetected until it's too late.
This is in honor of my great uncle who passed away from pancreatic cancer in July.
Many patients have advanced disease by the time it's diagnosed.
It is the only major cancer that is in a single-digit survival rate.
Kelly Zama's husband died of the disease 2 years ago. He was 45.
Can I give you your medal? That's your first place medal. So thanks so much for coming out today.
Now she volunteers with the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network.
Pancreatic cancer is the fourth leading cause of cancer-related deaths in the U.S., and it is predicted to become the second by 2020.
But this group hopes events like this that raises money for research and patient support will help double the pancreatic cancer survival rate in the next 5 years.
My sister has a good friend that's been afflicted with pancreatic cancer, and she asked me to run.
There are surgical and chemotherapy treatments if it's caught early enough.
I'm on a clinical trial now, so it's like a part-time job. 5 days on, 2 days off for 3 weeks in a row.
For Bruce Redgate, who was diagnosed 3 years ago, it's going well so far. He says an event that brings hundreds of survivors together also serves as a large support group.
To come to a place like this and to talk to long-term survivors and people that are just going through the cancer and the beginnings of their treatments, it's nice to be able to encourage those and be encouraged by others.
Thank you for riding, guys. Welcome back. Thank you. The Pancreatic Cancer Action Network ended up raising about $385,000 this weekend. Coming up, a med tech company with an eye for growth in Maple Grove.
And then a little bit later in Sports Park Center, Maple Grove and Champlin Park score big football wins. We'll have the highlights.
But first, a chance for showers in the morning, but otherwise pretty nice on Tuesday.
We as human officers aren't going to be able to find that is what my partner.
The very first Community Diversity Day was held this weekend in Brooklyn Park. Hundreds of people turned out for music, face painting, free ice cream, and a canine demonstration. But the event was also about improving the level of comfort between immigrant communities and police.
We have the Hmong community, we have the Somali community, we have the Liberian community. Well, different communities that comprises that are in Brooklyn Park, and the goal is to actually bring them to understand and work along with the police so that we can have a better community as well.
Organizers hope to repeat events like this every year. Well, there's a new player on the local medical device scene.
Colorado-based Spectranetics recently opened a facility in Maple Grove. In Business Matters, we look at their work and find out why the employees are already familiar with the local med tech scene.
We just moved into the facility in July of this year.
Medical device company Spectranetics may be new to Minnesota, but the employees in this newly renovated Maple Grove office came from Plymouth.
The 75 people who are at this location were previously Covidian employees.
When Covidian was acquired by Medtronic, the Colorado-based Spectranetics stepped in to buy one of Covidian's products.
This is the drug-coated balloon, StellarX.
StellarX is the future for this company and this facility.
And the balloon is inflated to open up the artery and then transfer drug to the vessel wall.
The drug-coated balloon catheter is already approved in Europe to deliver treatment in the mid-thigh for peripheral arterial disease or plaque buildup that narrows the arteries.
And we believe that we have a very, very good product, and currently we're doing the studies to be able to prove that safety and efficacy.
The StellarX product is awaiting FDA approval in the U.S., and here at the Maple Grove office, clinical studies are already underway. This facility also serves as a hub for research and development. For this company, it made sense to keep the former Covidian employees working on the same product they worked with previously and keep them in the same state where medical technology is thriving.
For Spectranetics, it provides a great location to be able to scale up this site and Spectranetics as a whole for future growth. A lot of talent resides here, a lot of knowledge resides here.
Right now, the focus is getting this product to the U.S. marketplace, but there's always an eye on the future. And at this new Maple Grove location, there's room to grow from 75 to 120 employees.
People are already working on what's coming next.
Spectranetics hopes to get FDA approval for StellarX in 2017. A ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new Maple Grove facility will be held on Tuesday morning. Coming up, a different kind of Duck Dynasty. This one involves a paintbrush.
But first in sports, a local basketball standout announces his college choice. John Jacobson has the details next.
The high school senior considered the top boys basketball recruit in the state of Minnesota from the class of 2016 announced his college choice this afternoon. Hopkins senior number 13 Amir Coffey said today he's accepted a scholarship offer from Minnesota to play basketball for Coach Richard Pitino and the Gophers. Amir will be following in the footsteps of his father, Richard Coffey, who played for the Gophers in the late 1980s and early 90s. Coffey missed almost his entire junior year at Hopkins because of an ACL tear. As a sophomore, he helped the Royals reach the championship game in the state Class 4A tournament. Jay Wilcox will have an interview with Amir Coffey for us Tuesday afternoon starting at 4 here on 12 News. Now to prep football. After a trip to the state semifinals last season, Maple Grove started 2-2 this season, but the losses were to good teams. After a tough 2014 campaign, Wayzata opened with 4 straight wins this fall. Trojans played host to the Crimson. First quarter play, and Crimson quarterback Brad Davison goes in untouched for the short touchdown run. 7-0 Maple Grove at a night where there was not a lot of offense. Right before halftime, Davison to Teddy Rash, who makes a nice grab for the touchdown. Maple Grove up 14-0 at halftime. Strong defensive effort for Maple Grove this night. Joe Wallach gets up for the interception of the Jake Marsh pass here, stopping the Wayzata drive. And it sets up a TD plunge for fullback Sam Ross. Maple Grove's lead now 21-0 in the third quarter. Fourth quarter, Davison looks deep down the middle of the field. The Rash, who makes a tumbling catch here. A 40-yard gain sets up a field goal to make it 24-0 Maple Grove. Wayzata finally gets on the board. Marsh throwing to Brandon Bluford for the catch. But Maple Grove knocks the Trojans from the unbeaten category with a 24-6 win. Like Wayzata, Cooper won its first 4 games this football season, and like the Trojans, the Hawks found the going tough in Week 5. Saturday afternoon game as Cooper hosted Park Center for homecoming. First quarter, Levante Taylor gets around the defense for a 21-yard score and a quick 7-0 Cooper lead. The Pirates answer. Carl Altenberg goes deep for Deshaun Brooks, and he hauls it in for a 67-yard touchdown. The point after is blocked, making it 7-6 Hawks. Park Center with a big drive late in the second quarter. Altenberg connecting with Elijah McClure in a 4th down play at the 2-yard line. It set up a touchdown. And then Altenberg zips a pass to Amani Hooker on the conversion play. Park Center's up 14-10 at halftime. No scoring through most of the second half until late in the 4th quarter. Hooker gets the interception and goes 60 yards for the touchdown. And it's 21-10 Pirates. Cooper adds a late touchdown, but it's not enough. Park Center hands Cooper its first loss, 21-16. The Osseo football team was looking to bounce back after a loss to Tutino Grace. The Champlin Park Rebels had other ideas as they paid a visit to the Orioles. On Osceo's first possession, it's 4th and 10, but quarterback Malik Gaylord escapes the rush, picks up a key first down, and leads to a short touchdown, and it's 7-0 Osseo after a quarter. The second quarter is big for Champlin Park. Chad Costello threads a pass to Brandon Oxley for a touchdown. Rebels are within 7-6. After an Orioles turnover, Costello drops the screen pass to running back Romello Atkins, who fakes inside, cuts back, out, and reaches the end zone. Again missed the conversion. It's 12-7, Champlin Park at the half. Third quarter, Gaylord's sneak puts Osseo back in the lead as the rain continues to fall at Osseo. But then the tables turn in a hurry in the fourth quarter. Gaylord drops the wet ball. Lumumba White scoops it up and scores on a 37-yard return. Champlin Park goes back in front 18-13 with a defensive score. Next possession, the Rebels create a turnover again. Deontay Bronson will pick off a Gaylord pass, and he'll weave his way to the 1-yard line to set up another touchdown. Champlin Park's rally gives them a 31-13 win. Both those teams now 3-2 on the season.
All right, thanks a lot, John. Still ahead, a Plymouth man takes home the top prize in wildlife art.
Oh, his success is very much all in the family. We'll be right back.
And finally, a contest where it is hard to duck the competition.
A trio of brothers swept the prestigious Federal Duck Stamp Art Contest. Joe Hautman of Plymouth took first place with this acrylic painting of a pair of trumpeter swans. It'll appear on the duck stamp which you purchase to hunt waterfowl. Joe's brother Robert took second, and his other brother James placed third. The brothers have won a combined 11 duck stamp competitions, but this is the first time they have placed first, second, and third. Can you believe it? This is Joe's 5th victory, and the stamp goes on sale in June.
Unbelievable. Yeah. Just try to unseat them, right?
Good luck. That's it for now. Thanks for joining us, everyone.